Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Steph, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys an FYI before you buy on one of my absolute favorite pieces of clothing in my entire wardrobe. This is a 1-year update on my Lululemon hold tight long sleeve shirts. I initially got them last year and they have been my most worn pieces of clothing probably all winter long in terms of the long sleeve. Now I have a couple more styles and stuff since then. There are quite a few. There's long sleeve, short sleeve. There is a kind of traditional thicker strap tank, an asymmetrical, a thin strap tank, cropped long sleeve, cropped short sleeve, all of that sort of good stuff. So there's so many different options now, but I wanted to share with you guys my 1-year update, how I'm getting on, refresh my FYI, new information and all of that sort of stuff. So let's go through some basic information on this stuff first. I have 4 versions. I have long sleeves, short sleeves, like the tank, the original version of the tank, and cropped tank. I also want to get the new tank and a couple more short sleeves. I wear a size 4 pretty much across the board. I have one size 2 which fits, but it is a little tight in the armpit kind of area here. So definitely I would more stick to your like true size. You can get away with it, especially if you have smaller arms. Despite actually what it looks like, I do have some width in this area. My arms are like here are toned because I have kind of like naturally more defined triceps, but I do have actually like I do have wider arms. They're not little, okay? When I'm in the side in photos, you guys can kind of see my arms more. So it's just an illusion from the top, okay? And the fact that I've been working on my triceps a little bit more, and I just naturally have kind of more like a bigger shoulders, anyways, that's like a different thing. So the size range on these is 0 to 20. That is a huge size range. 10 size range. Love to see it. They have released a new version of the tank, which I'm obviously interested in because I love a good little tank top. And my gripe with the original tank top is that something about the neck, how it was sitting, was just like, bleh, So I don't mean in in a meh, but it just didn't work for me, It just wasn't my kind of jam. So anyways, the OG version of these tops also is all hip length, and then they have cropped. And I really do wish that they would make a waist length as well, because for me personally, there are very few times when I want a hip length top, if I'm being honest. If I'm gonna wear a hip length top, I would probably just wear a bodysuit, which keeps it more tucked in and is more comfortable, but yeah, I don't know. Lulu is still holding on to the hip length option, and I do love them for that, but I also would like more waist length options as well at the same time. So from the site, it says this lightweight everyday top has just the right softness, just the right stretch, and a snug fit that feels like a second skin. It's designed for on the move and is a soft, ribbed modal fabric, 94% lensing modal, and 6% elastane. Because the tops are modal, I do want to say in high traffic areas, armpits, elbows, forearm, anything where you're rubbing, like that sort of stuff, has a little bit of pilly, but it's not too bad. So they're not super thick. They're not a thick cotton long sleeve. They're very stretchy, they're very soft, but they're very lightweight. They're great for layering, they're great for shoulder season, they're great for under cardigans and that sort of stuff. But would I say you would want to put this on and it would be fine to wear alone in the winter? Person by person, for me personally, no. I am a little bit of a cold bean, so I'm not into that. But yeah, I would say classify it more as a layering piece, and I would personally not wear it as a standalone in February as we are now. But to each their own. I also, when I'm in California, I do wear it as a standalone kind of piece. But that's because in California, the coldest I've ever been in California was maybe 10 degrees, 9 degrees. it's fine there for that thing. But if you live here in Canada, if you live on the east coast of the US, you guys know how cold our winters are and how crucial layering is, and I just don't think that that alone is enough, even under a puffer. You know, you get the vibes. Okay, so the long sleeve is $68 Canadian, the short sleeve is $58 Canadian, the new thin strap racerback is 48% off. The tank and all the cropped versions are all kind of around 50% off. They're not quite 50% off, but they're like 40 something percent off, it looks like. There's very limited availability in that realm right now. So if you do want it, make sure to go pop over there and get them quickly. I'm not sure if they're going to just bring out new styles or they're just discontinuing the cropped situation, maybe in favor of a waist length. That would be great. So anyways, the trick with these tops, just overall, so I do have to say with these tops, if there is a color you like, go pick it up immediately. They're, especially with not the core colors like the white and the black or bone and stuff, but with all the other colors, there's no guarantee if they're going to get a restock or not. And especially with Lulu, just in general, it's really hard to know if they're going to restock pieces. I think because they produce a run and then I think they just put things out, and it seems like there's very few restocks, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's just me missing the restocks or not understanding when they restock things, but there have been things that I've had my eye on that I really like that I thought I would be able to get my hands on, or they would restock and they've just never restocked it. Or they've taken, for instance, the court rival skirts that were so popular for so long and now they're discontinuing them. They didn't restock it for months and months and months. So I would say if you like it, just go full speed on that, because you never know if they're going to just discontinue it and stuff. And I find that Lulu's been doing that a lot more recently. Things that I thought would have been definitely much more set in their inventory are on sale, and we made too much. Like the pace rival skirts are gone. The golf shirts that you guys know I love so much are totally being phased out and replaced. So the difficulty with Lulu is that you can think something is a staple item for them and then they'll just get rid of it one season. So if you really like it now, I would definitely recommend picking it up. And also the sizing goes really quickly for some reason. I don't know if it's really popular, they just don't have enough, but yeah, sizing goes pretty quick and it is all true to size in my opinion. Very stretchy, very comfy, so I think you guys will really enjoy it. All right, for each pieces that I own, the crop tank, I haven't worn it yet. I got it on sale, and it's winter, right? So I'm not gonna wear it right now necessarily, but I have it, but it's just not gonna be in these rankings. I give the long sleeve a 9 out of 10. The only thing that I'm gonna deduct a point for is the fact that it doesn't have a waist length option. Personally for me, that is just a personal preference. I don't like that much extra fabric all the time. I do like it for tucking in, but I still end up with quite a bit of fabric around my lower hips, so just a little less fabric there would be perfection. The short sleeve is an 8 out of 10. 1 point for the lack of waist length, but also I find the sleeves on the short sleeves quite like a little bit too long, and because it's a very tight gripping fabric, I would like it a little shorter, just because it kind of almost feels like it's almost down to, it's not, but it in my mind it feels like it's down to my elbow. It's not, but that's what you know. And I wish it was a little shorter. I like a little bit more of a cap sleeve. Like you can see I'm wearing this, it's fine, but I would in reality prefer it a little shorter. I think for me, because of where my muscles are and stuff, if it's here, it looks a little bit more flattering because it cuts on the outside where my tricep kind of starts to poke out, which for me I think is a little bit more flattering, but this is okay too. But picky things, okay? The tank gets 6 out of 10. Now I don't know, like something about the tank on me, I just don't like it as much. I don't reach for them as much. I think maybe because the seams are so thick, I don't know, the contrast, like something about them, I just don't like them as much on me personally. Now, you know, I just, maybe it's just like, it's too, you know, where it like folds, right, on the sides, and then there's like maybe there's just not enough material in the middle, like maybe the strap isn't wide enough. It is very, very high neck, like it's right, it's like they took what they had and they just, the sleeves in. So that could be contributing it. Maybe there's just not enough, like, you know, maybe there's not enough width to the tank. Maybe it's just too far in here. Maybe it, I don't know, but it just, something about it on me is not comfortable. And I think it looks nice, but it's not comfortable. So I don't reach for it all the time. I reach for my Aritzia basic ones quite a bit more than I do those. And that's a shame because they are quite expensive, but I don't know, they just, for me, I think if I'm recommending to you guys, I would say get the long sleeve and then get the short sleeve and then get the tanks. Because the long sleeve is what they launched first, and that is what really made this kind of like hold tight variations and stuff very popular. And for good reason. It's a really great long sleeve shirt. Oh, I will say the stitching on the long sleeves, I wish it was a straight stitch. It kind of curves. I'm on it. I wish it was a straight seam. But that's such a small thing. But I think the long sleeve is really the piece in this line that is worth it. You know, like sometimes when people create too many variations on it, it's just not good. It's not that these aren't good, I just don't think any of the variations hit the same way the long sleeve do. And it's not like with this Wondermost where I now have a bunch of different versions of it and I like all of the versions of it. I do think that the long sleeve is the superior hold tight product. For no other reason than I think it's the one that is overall the most flattering. It has the least points of contention in my mind. Like the seams are one thing, but I like in my ranking, I didn't even consider that in my ranking. Like it's more just the pilling of the fabric, which is expected of a modal fabric in my opinion. And, you know, just that sort of thing. But like, you know, if I look at what I reach for, like if I'm comparing my two hold tight tees versus all of the other t-shirts that I have, I barely reach for them in comparison to everything else. Even the fact that like they're pinks, but I have another cropped pink shirt from Aritzia. I reach for that Aritzia one way more than I reach for those, even though it's cropped, even though it's pink. Like, it just says a lot, I think, about it when I'm looking at, like, I want to wear pink today, and I have 3 pink shirts, and I always reach for one over the other 2. I think it just says something. But that is kind of my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, and as always, please give this a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.